My name is Silvana Fumega. I'm the research and policy lead for ILDA, the Latin American Open Data Initiative.
And my name is Fabrizio Scarolini. I'm the executive coordinator of the Latin American Open Data Initiative. And what ILDA, as the acronym in Spanish, actually is, we actually run research to understand the use and to understand how open data contribute to development goals in Latin America.
We are basically a hub to connect different stakeholders. That's what we are doing and trying to achieve even better in the following years. But basically we try to connect the different stakeholders working in open data in Latin America.
I think we both come from studying the right to information regimes and right to information regulations in our academic lives. Essentially, we set up the first version of Lavatel back home in Uruguay, and one of the first in Latin America. And what we did there was actually to try to make sense of this technology to push forward an agenda for transparency and access to information. And that is how I actually got, if you want, into this particular field, into trying to understand how and if technology was going to deliver a better right to information regime, more transparency, more access to citizens in Uruguay. We have selected basically 5 countries, some of them in Latin America, some of them not. The reason for that is that they offer similarities and differences in their right to information regimes. So we got interested to say, well, you know, these are very different government traditions, and particularly government public administration traditions. The history of the portals in all these places started before the government actually established, in most of the cases, its own portal. So what can we learn from them? Trying to understand whether these portals made a difference, and if so, how?
When we got to this paper, we were thinking that there were a few examples of papers or research done on free information portals coming from government. There were also some particular studies from a particular country or case, but there was no study showing the relationship between these portals and governments and their reaction, and also oversight bodies that are another key important player in these free information regimes. In general terms, I think we can say that there were positive outcomes and neutral, if you want to say. We couldn't find negative outcomes or results from what we looked at. There were cases, the best scenario, where some of the behaviors or the way public officials function, they were modified, and in some other cases what they could do were to document and to make it available all the obstacles and all the problems that citizens had at the moment of trying to access information. Coming to TICTeC was a great opportunity, in particular because it is a function, an event where you can talk to old friends, to make new friends, but all related to the civic tech field. They are all trying to move forward in the field, so it's a place and it's a moment in the year where you can talk about the things that you're working on and knowing other projects and other plans and trying to implement whatever ideas are around, trying to make them your own in your own particular field or organization.
The beauty of TICTeC is that it enables to have a global dialogue on this. I think it's an opportunity as well to exchange and to understand the differences of how we organize these communities. And that we can learn from those differences and enhance a genuine, diverse space.